So yesterday we did what? Yesterday we did capacitive. We have done AC through capacitor, right? Correct. In AC through capacitor, we have seen that the voltage, and that is the waveform of the voltage was. So in this, what did you see? Let us go for a comparison now between AC and inductor. So in case of capacitor, what you have seen, that the voltage is, I generally use a green color, so I'll use the green color only again. So in case of capacitor, the voltage is, in case of the voltage will be like this, and in case of the current is leading, it is going ahead. So it is leading, it means this is how it is going, right? Do you agree or not? So then this is pi by 2, this is pi, this is 3 pi by 2, and this is 2 pi, correct? And then this is our E and I, which we have both interpreted, both shown. Now, and this is omega t. This is graph of E versus I for AC through capacitor. Corresponding phasor diagram is what? The corresponding phasor diagram will be, the corresponding phasor diagram is, we have the voltage, that is, this is the voltage, this angle is given as omega t. The current is ahead of this by an angle of 90 degree. That means here the phase angle, the vector I, we are representing as a vector in a phasor diagram. So I is ahead. So this is I naught. I naught is ahead by how much angle? 90 degree. Got it? And this is E naught. Done. This point is I, and this point is E, instantaneous values. Got it? This is the phasor diagram for. So phasor diagram for AC, phasor diagram for AC, alternating current through capacitor. Secondly, we have also seen for the inductor. How is the AC through inductor? In case of AC through inductor, we see if this is the voltage, this is the voltage equation, voltage graph. So in case of inductor, the current lag means it goes like this. You can draw this diagram on the exam. The one which I shown you yesterday, that is also fine, this is also fine. Both work. So in this case, this is E and I. This point is pi by 2. This is pi. This is 3 pi by 2. And this is 2 pi. This is omega t. Now, what is the corresponding phasor diagram? The corresponding phasor diagram showed me that if this is the alternating EMF, omega t, E equals to E naught, sine omega t. But wait a minute, sine omega t, this is the alternate applied EMF, E naught. The current is lagging. Current is lagging by an angle of 90 degree, right? So this is I naught. This value is I, and this value is E. So in these cases, our equations of the instantaneous equations was E equals to E naught sine omega t and I equal to I naught sine of omega t plus pi by 2. That means current is leading. And in this case, E equals to E naught sine omega t. So current will be I equals to I naught sine omega t minus pi by 2. That means current is lagging. Now how do you remember all this? This is AC through inductor. This is AC through capacitor, means this one. This is the circuit. This is the AC through capacitor. This one is AC through the inductor. This is the AC through the inductor. Now how will you remember this? When the current is leading and when the current is lagging, you may do problem in this. You may get confused in this. So this is graph of E versus I for AC through inductor. Okay, and this is phasor diagram for alternating current through the inductor. Right, how will you remember all this? How will you remember? Is there any shortcut? Is there any keyword to remember? There is actually. There is an actually I'm giving from a very renowned book. So, and I found it is very good. Is that you remember this sentence, which I'm going to draw right now for you to remember, memory aid, is that Eli, E-L-I, the Iceman, I-C-E, Iceman. Very important this one. How can you say it's very important? I'll show you what does this mean. What does this mean? I will show you. I'll just giving a highlighting it so that you can remember it. Don't forget it. Is that so Eli the Iceman, what is it? You see, E stands for voltage, L stands for inductor, and I stands for the current. So in case of inductor L, E comes before and I comes later. That means in case inductor, in inductor the voltage leads the current, and in case of the capacitor, the current leads the voltage. So that's why you see I is coming before C and E is coming after C. So this is a good memory aid to remember that Eli the Iceman, You can alter it like this, but this is how you will remember, because in the future one we will be needing this again and again. So don't forget this. Okay. So now I will clean it. Let me go to capacitive reactance. So yesterday we have done capacitive, we did not do capacitive reactance. Capacitive reactance. What is capacitive reactance? So capacitive reactance is denoted by the letter Xc, exactly like inductive reactance. It is the opposition. Offered by an ideal capacitor to the flow of AC through it. So as we know, we have seen in that equation that I naught was equal to C omega E naught cos of omega t. This was the equation I am bringing from there. When not I naught, sorry, I equal to, when cos omega t is equals to cos of 0, I get this to be 1. then current is maximum in the circuit, and that must be I0. As it is I0, means this equation reduces to what? I0 equal to C omega E naught. So I can write like this now: E naught by 1 by C omega. Comparing this relation with Ohm's law, with Ohm's law, with Ohm's law, V equals to IR. I see here I equals to V by R, right? So the quantity 1 by C omega is the resistance in the capacitive circuit. Therefore, capacitive reactance Xc equals to 1 by C omega. Okay, so what was XL? XL was L omega, and Xc is 1 by C omega. Got it? Now SI unit, again SI unit will be ohm. SI unit of Xc would be Xc is ohm, or simply omega psi. Okay, carrying on with like this. Now Xc equals to, we know, 1 by C omega, and now we can write 1 by C 2 pi into frequency. So you see, C constant, 2 pi constant. Xc is inversely proportional to frequency. An interesting thing. So the frequency of AC is more, if the frequency of the alternating current is more, what will I see? Now it values it is inversely proportional like this. So this is Xc, this is frequency. So clearly you can see, if frequency increases, resistance decreases. But if frequency is low, capacitive reactance will be more. So Xc depends on frequency. In case of DC current, in case of direct current, that is the current that is drawn from battery or cell has frequency 0. Frequency f equals to 0. Therefore, Xc is equal to proportional to 1 by 0 implies Xc proportional to infinity. Hence, a capacitor provides infinite resistance to the flow of direct current. Infinite resistance to the flow of direct current through the direct current. It can completely block DC. Okay, is a very important thing. But in case of AC, based on the frequency, the resistance will vary, increase or decrease. This is a very important thing. This gives us to the concept of tuning circuit, which we will see in LC oscillations. Okay, so this is capacitive reactance.
So 1 minute, if you could just show us the last part.
Yes. Done?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let us do one numerical on this to both of the XL and XC to understand it. Understand what the numericals how to do. So I'll clean it now. You see, an ideal inductor of inductance 20 millihenry is connected to a AC source of 220 volt. Okay, find the inductive reactance and RMS current in the circuit. So how do you do this kind of problem? What is given to you? RMS current in the circuit. What is given to you? L, 20 millihenry. What is given to you? 220 volt. AC source of 220 volt. This is the peak value given to you, not the RMS value. RMS value of the voltage is given to you. So always whenever you write 220, it is actually the RMS value. So ERMS is given to you as 220 provided. Frequency 220 volt is already provided. Okay, I'll also provide you one thing. Take frequency nu equals to 50 hertz. Got it? Or you can write AC source of 220 volt 50 hertz. Like this also will do. Now ERMS is provided. Why? You know what? XL is equals to L omega, or L is 20 into 10 to the power minus 3 into omega would be 2 pi into frequency. Here frequency is given as 50. So that gives me 5 2s 100, or we can write this as 314 into 20 into 10 to the power minus 3. So that gives me how much? If you multiply this 0 and this will be minus 2. So double of this is 826. 628 into 10 to the power minus 2 ohm. Okay, that means almost, if I am not mistaken, I hope I am not hasn't done any mistake. 314 100 pi, yeah, 314 into 20 into 20 will give me, yeah, 6.4826. So it is 6.28 ohm. XL equals to. What about the what do you think will be the inductive reactance we have found out? RMS current. To find the RMS current means we know this IRMS. We need to find IRMS. So how do I find IRMS? IRMS would be equals to ERMS by XL. So ERMS in this case will be, what is provided? 220 by 6.28. So that would be the answer. Solve it, that will be the answer. Okay, this much ampere. May I clean it?
Yes.
So let us say, let us do a problem on a capacitor has capacitance of 20 microfarad is connected to an AC source of 220 volt 50 hertz. I am just doing the same thing but in case of a capacitor. 220 volt 50 hertz. Find the capacitive reactance, and IRMS. How will you do? Same way. So given what? C equals to 20 into 10 to the power minus 6 farad. And what else is given? ERMS is given to you as 220. Frequency is given as 50 Hertz. Therefore, XC is equals to 1 by C omega. That means 1 by C into 2 pi into frequency. So 1 by 20 into 10 to the power minus 6 into, I can write this as 2 into 3.14 into 50. So that gives me 100, 314. So 314 into 20. 314 into 20 gives me 1 by 8 to 628 into 10 to the power 100. Anything I'm missing? No. Into 10 to the power minus 5 XC. So this will go up. That is 10 to the power 5 divided by 628. So 628 I can take here 1000 into 10 to the power 2 divided by 628. You can solve this and give me the answer. How much is it? That will be the what? So maybe I'll save some time. (1000) divided by 628, 1.59. 1.59 into 10 to the power 2 ohm. Okay, 10 to the power 2. That means 159 ohm. It's large. Compare it. So for it is large. It's clearly you can see XC is inversely proportional to C. If C is less, again same story here. Keeping the frequency everything constant, if capacitance is less, XC will be large. Cannot help it. Okay, yeah, correct. You can do this with 20 millifarad. Then you will see what is the. It will be much less than this. Okay. May I clean it?
Yes, sir.
A capacitor, take a homework. A capacitor of capacitance 151 point, let us do 1.50 microfarad is connected to an AC source of 220 volt and frequency 50 Hertz. Find the capacitive reactance. And by the capacitive reactance, IRMS, I peak, I0 peak value. If the frequency is doubled, what happens? What happened to the reactance and current? Okay. Clear? One more homework. A 20 microfarad, let me make it milli now. A 20 millihenry and a 20 millifarad, milli means 10 to the power minus 3, is connected to an AC source whose instantaneous equation is equal to 70.7 sine 1000 t. Sine 1000 t. compare. Okay, is connected to AC source whose connected to AC source one by one, whose instantaneous equation is this. Compare the reactance, compare the capacitive and inductive reactance. Okay. May I clear it?
Yes, sir.
Now let us come to LR circuit. AC through an inductor, AC through an LR circuit. Now what is LR circuit? A circuit which has an inductor and a resistor is called an inductive circuit. So I will have something like this. We have a resistor here, and then we have an inductor which is connected in series to the resistor. So those two, what we have done earlier, they are more of an ideal theoretical situations. Now we are going towards more practical situations. So then we have here, this is the voltage source, which is E equals to E naught sine omega t. This is R, this is L. Now as we know, consider a resistor R and an ideal inductor connected to an AC source E equals to E naught sine omega t. Okay, so here what are you going to do? The voltage. So the phasor diagram. The phasor diagram of the voltage drop of the voltage across L and R. So how I'm going to draw the voltage diagram? You see, let us draw. Here we are going to use, this can be done through integration and this can be done through phasor diagram. So phasor diagram is much simple, much more simple. Integration way is very complicated, but we will go by the phasor diagram. So as we know, in case of a resistor, current and voltage. So by the way, this is VR and this is VL. So in case of resistor, the current and voltage, they are in same phase, which we have proved earlier, if you remember. So they are in the same phase. This is I and this is V. They are in the same phase, VR. However, in case of inductor, if this is the voltage, what do we know? ELI, Li the Iceman. Voltage is leading the current. That means if this is voltage leads the current, ELI. So that means current is below. The phase difference between the current and this is different, 90 degree phase difference, right? So this is E, this one is E, this is E, this is I. So let us represent this here now. So what is the equation? E equals to E naught sine omega t. Okay. So this is our main equation. E equals to E naught sine omega. This should be our resultant, by the way. Remember that. So first of all, before I come to this, you see how I am going to draw it now. The voltage drop would be how? The voltage drop across, let's say this is the voltage drop. I'll show you by blue line. This is the voltage drop across the resistor. So current in this case are in sync. They are in the same phase, as you can see. So that means current will also be like this way. This is what? This is VR and this is the current. Done. Now the voltage in case of inductor is ahead of the current by how much? 90 degree. So what I'm going to do? I'm going to draw a 90 degree line from here. So this is 90 degree. Got it? So here is the 90 degree ahead of the current, because the voltage drop across the inductor is 90 degree ahead. Now using parallelogram law of vector addition, so this is what? VL. This is VR. If I use parallelogram law of vector addition, you can see I'm not showing you. I can just finish this parallelogram like this way. Then you see they are meeting somewhere here. So that means somewhere here is our. Let me do it properly. Somewhere here is the resultant. If we complete the parallelogram properly, so somewhere here will be the resultant. Wait, not looking good. Let me do it properly. So I will draw dotted line properly. Here is our which color should I use? Okay, I'm using the white color to explain you. This is our resultant. This is omega t. This is omega t. From where? Omega t from where? From here it is omega t. Got it? This is pi by 2, as you have seen. This one is pi by 2. Pi by 2. Okay? So using parallelogram law, what can I write now? Using parallelogram law of vector addition, I can write, you can see, this is the N1, E, this is our E. E square will be equals to VR square plus VL square plus 2VR VL cos of 90. Why is 90? You see the angle between VR and VL is 90. Therefore I get this as VR square plus VL square. So VR is, I know, I R square R square, and what is IL? This should be I square and XL square. Got it? Actually these are the peak values, I0 and these zeros. Therefore I0 0 taken out, I'll get here R square plus XL square. So E will be, take square root, so E will give me, that is the peak value. This is also the peak value, maximum values. So maximum value square will give me, E naught will give me I root over I naught root over R square plus XL square. This is the E naught, or we can write I naught is equals to E naught by root over R square plus XL square. Compare with Ohm's law. Comparing with Ohm's law. If I compare this Ohm's law, what do I see? This quantity, the quantity R square plus XL square root equals to Z plays resistance in the LR circuit. This is called impedance. This is called impedance. This is called impedance. Impedance of LR circuit. Impedance of LR circuit denoted as Z equals to R square plus XL square root. SI unit again ohm. Ohm. And what is this phase angle? As we have a vector, as this is a vector addition we are doing, that means there must be a phi. What is phi? Phi will be the direction of this vector or the phase. So tan phi, the phase angle phi, is tan phi would be perpendicular by base. So perpendicular is VL. Sorry, what I'm writing. VL by VR. So VL would be peak values. I naught XL by I naught XR. We get this as XL by XR. That's it. This is called. So tan phi is equal to XL by XR, or phi equals to tan inverse XL by X of R. Finish. This is the phase angle for so from the vector diagram, within bracket you write phasor diagram, it is clear that I equals to I naught sine of omega t minus phi. You can see, look, this is the current I. It is lagging the EMF by how much? This is resultant EMF. It is lagging the resultant EMF by a phase angle of how much? Phi. So that is what we have written. I have written here at the end. Got it? So this is how what is called LR circuit.
Sir, can you repeat the last line, sir?
From the vector diagram, within bracket you have phasor diagram, it is clear that I is equal to I naught sine omega t minus phi, means the current lags the voltage or EMF by a phase angle of phi. Okay? Got it?
Yes, sir.
So before I proceed, okay, we will do CR and LR numerical together in the next class. Let us finish the CR circuit also. May I clean it?
Yes. Yes, sir.
AC through CR circuit means capacitive reactive circuit. Li the Iceman, remember that. So I have used Li here. Now I am going to use the Iceman. So again, I am not going on writing on all this, you can understand directly. So I have here now a resistance and I have an inductor here. Same way will follow You can do this concept. If your concept is clear, you can do this all or by yourself only. It's now very easy. So E equals to now E naught sine omega t, and this is R, this is C. Oh, what I am doing, this is not capacitor. So this is a capacitor, this is C. So Eli the Iceman. So ice, I-C-E, C-I-C-E. So ice, C before C is comes I. That means current in this case is leading, and the voltage is lagging. So this is E, this is I. And in case of resistor, EMF and current both are in the same. There is no phase difference between them. I and this is E. Okay. So again, as usual, an ideal capacitor of capacitance C is connected to a resistor, connected to a resistor of resistance R, okay, to an what I am please wait a minute. Is connected an ideal capacitor C along with a resistor R. Resistor R is connected to an alternating voltage V. I can write this as V, or I can write this as E also, no problem. Or you can write this as E equals to E naught sine omega t. So phasor diagram of the voltage across R and C. So let us draw it. So again, first thing first, in this case what is going first? First is the AC through the resistor. So in this case voltage is fine, VR. Current is same, this is I, there is same phase. Now in case of capacitor, current is ahead current is ahead by current is ahead by 90 degree. So this is must be the voltage. Remember, all this thing is rotating, so this there can be diagrams can be drawn in many ways. So it is all, everything is rotating, so remember that, don't forget it. So now this is the EMF, this is what EMF? Voltage drop across the capacitor, so VC. Now if I try to form a parallelogram now, this is my parallelogram, here is the, oh wow, here is our resultant. Again I have drawn badly, means it will come here, it will come from that center there. It will come from here, right? So you can see it is rotating, correct? So it is rotating means which one will be omega t? This is omega t. This is omega t. This is 90 and this is phi. Okay. Now another way this can be drawn, another situation can be drawn, which you generally will see if you open any book. This diagram is also right, and this diagram is also right. So don't get confused in this. The one which is shown in the book is that you have the, let's say, I will draw the voltage here. So this is my current. I will take the voltage even high. The situation may be drawn like this. Whichever method you feel better, you can draw, no problem. Let's say this is the voltage as they are rotating. Remember, all of them are rotating phasor diagram. So this is VR, this is I, this is VR. Then the voltage of the capacitor will be 90 degree from here, so somewhere here VC. The end result is, here is our end result. So here is our parallelogram. So this is also right, this diagram is also right, this diagram is also right, because try to understand they are rotating. So which one you feel better, you can draw it. As you can see, this one is now omega t, this is 90, this angle is phi. This angle would be VR. I am going to take this as the base angle, so this is phi. Got it? In this case, I have taken this as the phi. No, we are going to take this one as the phi, because this will be our phi. This is phi because it is rotating like this, na? It is rotating like this way. So this is how it can be done. Now again, using parallelogram law of vector addition, using parallelogram law of vector addition, what can I write? Again, we can write E will be equals to E naught square, magnitude, peak value would be equals to VR square plus VC square, which we can write this as I naught square R square plus I naught square XC square. Or if I take I naught square out, then this gives me R square plus XC square. Take square root, or E naught will give me root of I naught root over R square plus XC square. Therefore, I naught will give me E naught by Z. What is Z? Z is nothing but E naught by R square plus XC square, where Z is called, where Z is the impedance, of the CR circuit. And impedance is nothing but the name given to the combined resistance offered by the capacitor and the resistor. Impedance of the CR circuit. Similarly, what we can write? We can even write Z is equals to root over R square plus 1 by C square omega square, because XC is that one only. So phase angle will be how much? Tan phi will be, look at the diagram. So tan of phi is perpendicular by base, so that is VC by VR. So it should be VC by VR. So VC is again I naught, XC by I naught, XR, which gives me XC by XR. So phi will be equals to tan inverse XC by XR. Got it? So in this case, I equals to I naught sine of omega t plus phi. That is current is leading the voltage by a phase phi, by phase angle of phi. Okay, so this is CR circuit. Again, SI unit of Z is ohm. This is Z, R square plus this one, unit is ohm. Okay. Here? Done?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.